the power of the invisible. Before every invention, before every breakthrough, before every empire, there was an image, an invisible picture living in someone's mind. Imagination is the seed of creation. It is where the unseen becomes the seen. Everything around you, every building, every car, every phone, every idea, existed first in someone's imagination. But most people underestimate that power. They think imagination is child's play, when in truth it's divine architecture. What you picture in your mind long enough, you eventually pull into your life. And that's why you must protect it. Guard it like treasure, because it is. If your imagination is polluted with fear, you'll live in limitation. If it's filled with possibility, you'll live in expansion. The world is constantly fighting for your imagination, through media, through people, through negativity. If you don't take control of what enters your inner world, you'll live someone else's dream instead of building your own. So today, let's talk about how to protect your imagination, the source of every great thing you will ever create. 1. Your imagination builds your reality. Everything begins twice, first in the mind, then in the world. Your life is a reflection of what you've been imagining all along. If you see yourself as stuck, you'll stay stuck. If you see yourself rising, you'll find a way to rise. Your imagination is not a toy, it's a tool. It's the blueprint of your future. Look at any successful person. They imagined something before it became real. They saw possibilities others couldn't see. They lived in pictures of the future before the world could touch them. That's not fantasy, that's vision. Imagination is not about escaping reality. It's about redesigning it. It's your mind rehearsing the life you're destined to live. But here's the secret. You can't imagine greatness while constantly consuming garbage. What enters your eyes and ears paints pictures in your mind. So be careful what you let in, because what you visualize repeatedly becomes what you realize eventually. 2. The war for your imagination. Make no mistake. There is a war for your imagination. Every advertisement, every trend, every screen, every scroll is designed to hijack your inner world. They want you distracted. They want you comparing. They want you chasing illusions instead of building your vision. If you don't guard your imagination, it becomes colonized by the noise of others. When you allow endless negativity in, it paints pictures of limitation inside you. You begin to see yourself smaller, weaker, incapable. Not because it's true, but because it's what you've been shown over and over again. The more you feed on fear, the smaller your imagination becomes. The more you feed on possibility, the more powerful it grows. That's why you must choose your mental diet with precision. Cut off what drains your belief. Disconnect from what shrinks your dreams. Feed your imagination with what expands it. Your imagination is your empire. Don't let just anyone build in it. 3. Imagination is your creative muscle. Imagination is not a random gift. It's a muscle. And like any muscle, it strengthens when you use it intentionally. Every time you visualize your goals, you're training that muscle. Every time you picture your future self succeeding, you're reinforcing neural pathways that lead you closer to that outcome. The mind doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. It just believes what it's repeatedly shown. So if you consistently show your mind images of greatness, confidence, and wealth, your actions begin to align with those pictures. Most people let their imagination drift aimlessly, focusing on fear, failure, and what might go wrong. But the masters, the inventors, the visionaries, the innovators, they use imagination deliberately. They close their eyes and see what isn't there yet. They live in that vision until it becomes too real to doubt. Your imagination is your workshop. Use it daily. See yourself achieving. See yourself transforming. See yourself becoming. The clearer your inner vision, the faster your outer world shifts to match it. 4. The enemies of imagination. There are forces that destroy imagination silently, and if you're not aware, they'll rob you of your power before you realize it. Number 1, fear. Fear paralyzes creativity. It traps your mind in survival mode, where all you can imagine is danger and defeat. Number 2, comparison. When you constantly measure your journey against others, your imagination stops creating and starts copying. You lose originality. You lose confidence. Number 3, distraction. Every ping, every scroll, every dopamine hit trains your brain to crave instant gratification. But imagination requires stillness. It needs space to breathe, to wander, to connect unseen dots. Number 4, negativity. Nothing kills vision faster than constant exposure to complaint and cynicism. Negativity paints your mental canvas black, and soon you forget color even exists. To protect your imagination, you must consciously remove these enemies. Silence fear with courage. Replace comparison with creativity. Trade distraction for focus. And detox from negativity daily. You can't build a masterpiece while living in mental chaos. 5. The power of stillness. In a world obsessed with noise, silence is a superpower. Most people are afraid of quiet because quiet forces them to confront their thoughts. But stillness is where imagination awakens. When you're still, you can hear your inner voice, the whisper of ideas, the spark of inspiration, the seed of invention. The best ideas don't come when you're scrolling or shouting. They come when you're still enough to listen. Protect your imagination by creating silence in your life. Spend a few minutes each day with no phone, no music, no noise, just you and your thoughts. That's when visions form. That's when clarity comes. That's when your imagination stretches beyond the limits of logic. Stillness isn't laziness. It's alignment. It's how dreamers connect with their next move before they make it. 6. What you see shapes what you believe. Your eyes are gateways. Everything you watch, read, and look at becomes mental architecture. Most people don't realize they're programming themselves every day, through movies, through music, through what they allow into their line of sight. If you constantly watch destruction, chaos, and limitation, don't be surprised when your dreams feel distant. But if you fill your vision with power, progress, and possibility, your imagination will thrive. That's why environments matter. Change what you see, and you change what you believe. Go where inspiration lives. Read books that stretch your mind. Watch stories of resilience and greatness. Look at people doing what you want to do. Not to copy them, but to remind yourself it's possible. Your imagination grows in the direction of your focus. Feed it beauty. Feed it ambition. Feed it proof that greatness exists, and you'll start to see it in yourself. 7. The language of imagination. Imagination speaks in pictures, not words. It doesn't respond to logic. It responds to emotion. So to protect it, you must watch how you speak, not just to others, but to yourself. Every time you say, "I can't," you shrink your imagination. Every time you say, "I'm not ready," you blur your vision. Your words are instructions to your subconscious mind. It takes what you say and turns it into images. So when you say, "I'm broke," your imagination starts picturing lack. When you say, "I'm building wealth," it starts designing ways to make that real. Protect your imagination with language that empowers it. Speak in the direction of who you're becoming, not who you've been. You're not lying to yourself, but you're leading yourself. The more you speak in alignment with your vision, the stronger your imagination becomes, and the faster your reality follows. 8. Turn your imagination into discipline. Imagination without discipline is daydreaming. Discipline without imagination is drudgery. You need both. Protect your imagination by grounding it in daily action. Dream, but also do. Visualize, but also move. Every small action you take is fuel for your imagination. It tells your mind, this is real. This is happening. That's how imagination becomes manifestation. Not by wishing, but by working in alignment with what you see in your mind. The stronger your imagination, the stronger your belief. The stronger your belief, the stronger your action. And the stronger your action, the faster your dreams turn to life. Never separate imagination from effort. Protect it through proof. Show your mind results, even small ones, and it will keep expanding. 9. Imagination and identity. You can't imagine a new life while holding on to an old identity. If you keep seeing yourself as the person you used to be, your imagination will always replay old patterns. Protecting your imagination means allowing it to redefine who you are. You're not your mistakes. You're not your past. You're the artist of your next chapter. Stop replaying memories that hold you hostage. Start rehearsing images that move you forward. The most powerful shift you can make is to start imagining yourself already living the life you desire. Walk like that person. Think like that person. Decide like that person. Your imagination becomes your identity, and your identity becomes your reality. Don't wait for success to feel successful. Imagine it now, because your mind believes whatever it sees consistently, whether it's real or not. Feed it a better movie. 10. Imagination as legacy. The greatest gift you'll ever give the world isn't your money, your possessions, or your titles. It's your imagination, what you dared to dream and bring into existence. Every creator that ever lived left behind a piece of their imagination. That's why we remember them. That's why they outlived time. Protect your imagination not just for yourself, but for everyone who will one day be inspired by it. Your imagination can light paths for others. It can solve problems not yet faced. It can build futures not yet born. When you neglect it, you don't just rob yourself. You rob the world of what could have been. You have no idea who your imagination will help, who it will awaken, who it will liberate. So protect it fiercely, feed it fearlessly, and let it serve a purpose far bigger than your own comfort. Your imagination is your immortality. What you create from it lives beyond you. Guard the gate. Every day, the world will try to enter your mind uninvited. It will sell you fear, doubt, and distraction disguised as entertainment. But you are the gatekeeper. You decide what gets to stay. You decide what gets to grow. Protect your imagination like your life depends on it, because it does. Your imagination decides what's possible for you. Don't give that power away. When you wake up, picture your goals before you grab your phone. When you walk, visualize success before you reach it. When you rest, replay your vision like a movie that ends in victory. Every day, feed your imagination with energy, images, and ideas that move you toward greatness. Because imagination is the engine of destiny. The moment you stop protecting it, your dreams begin to fade. The moment you guard it, your world begins to change. Everything starts in the invisible, in the quiet, private corners of your imagination. Protect that space, nourish that space, because that's where the next version of you is being designed. And when the world finally sees what you've been building in silence, they'll call it success, but you'll know it was imagination all along.